Oh, blessed be. My apologies, guys. I didn't check. My apologies. I apologize for not checking before getting on. Y'all know how it is. I wanted to get on and have a message for you. Please forgive me. Wouldn't you know, it's always my issue that as I'm coming on, I forget to check the internet to make sure that it's connected, or I forget to check to see that the volume is all the way up in order for you to hear me. Please forgive me. I guess it wouldn't be my channel if there wasn't an oopsies. With that said, welcome one and all. My name is Victoria Violet, and this, my friends, well, it's taken a turn for different changes. So for tonight, we're just going to call it my channel. You've got the title right there. I decided to do 3 cards for tarot, 2 messages from Jesus, and a motivational message, okay? Since I haven't been on with you guys for a while, as I told you this morning when I got on live with you, it's been due to illness, and also just making sure that I get through the ascension process and that I'm really hearing the word of God as opposed to what he wants to do, or should I say, to see what he wants from me and this channel as opposed to what I think God wanted from me. So let's get started. And I thank you so much for being with me. I was going to turn to the first thing that came, and I said, no, I'm not going to do that, because the first thing that came was, yes, you can. So I didn't even bother to open the flip book for our motivation for today, for tonight, for this evening, because it was perfect. Yes, you can. So whatever it is you're going through and you're like, you know what, God, I can't do this. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I don't know how to do this. Yes, you can. And yes, you will know how to do it. If you don't have the answer and it's at work, go to a trusted person where you can get the information. If it's a pastor, if it's a mentor to you, or if it's a different channel where, you know, one of these channels that we have online that you feel you can be fed, where you feel like you're going to get the information you need. Yes, you can. You can do this. I believe in you. God believes in you. Now it's your turn to believe in you, okay? It is going to be a short message, but I did want to get on. I decided today that my postings will be every Sunday. That's the day that I'm actually going to have off with my new schedule. So instead of picking and choosing and all this other malarkey, I'm just going to stick to Sundays because I think those I can bank on, okay? So until further notice, we're going to do postings on Sunday night. Wow, your first card is the 9 of Cups. That's not bad, and thank you for anybody that has joined. I appreciate you being here. So the first card is the 9 of Cups. This, if you're just looking at it and in business terms, this is the merchant who's having a really good day. If he owns a tavern, let's say, for example, he's having a really good day. I mean, he can only get 1 more cup to make it a 10, right? So he's happy with the business. He's happy with the monies that are coming in. So let's change it around to the monies. If it's finances that you're looking for, the finances are there. And if they're not there right this moment, they're shortly coming in. This is the first card that we turned over. So your money is going to improve. But with that also, our attitude improves. Why do I say attitude? Because when we're not having or expecting the things that we want, but it's not coming, it makes us feel low. Our energy is low. Our attitude is not the best because we don't feel good about the experience that we're currently experiencing. However, that energy is going to change if it hasn't already. So just hang in there because better days are on their way with the 9 of Cups, okay? I can guarantee you that. Our next card is the Knight of Cups, guys. Look at that. So you will be either receiving an invitation, receiving an offer of some sort, and look at that. So those are beautiful things. The energies are changing. You know, we've gone through so many eclipses, and then we have a solar eclipse that I think just happened on the 29th. Everything that's been going on energetically, planetary wise, it's either been very volatile for all of us, or, you know, we've just been reading or hearing or watching about things that are very destructive, right? Even the things that are positive are mixed in or twisted in with things that are downward, you know, like, oh my gosh, okay, we find out a little bit of this, but then we find out through sadness, you know, those pieces of information. Or we find out other information, like, let's say they saved us a lot of money because they found all this, you know, fraud or misuse, mismanagement of finances. And then what is it mixed in with? People that are not very happy that those things are being found, because now they're not able to be fraudsters against the American people, the taxpayers, you and me. So it's mixed in with good, mixed in with bad. And you've had to kind of, like, you know, cherry pick here and there to see the good out of all of this, because it seems like it's just so volatile, right? The energy is just so explosive right now. So these two cards, just these two cards alone, to me, are shifting energies for the better, at least where my Libras, my air signs are concerned, okay? So you get the Nine of Cups along with the Knight of Cups. So something positive that's going to make you happy or make your energy lighter is on its way to you, if it hasn't already arrived, okay? And this is for this whole week, okay? Oh my gosh, my beautiful air signs. You couldn't have gotten a better card. You came out as yourself, the King of Swords, for my Libras and my air signs. So what does this mean exactly for you? Well, what it means is you're in command and you're in control of your energy. You're in command and you're in control as to which direction your energy flows now. So in the past, maybe you didn't have that much direction. Or like I said, because of all the planetary alignments, all of the eclipses, all of the solar flares, oh my gosh, did y'all see the postings that I had been putting up for the solar flares, for example? They were a shit ton. Let's just put it that way, and I'm sorry to curse, but they were so many, right? So the projectile that let loose, I think it was the 28th or 29th, was the last one, I believe, and it was a doozy. So I'm sure a lot of you were feeling either headachy or feeling tired or feeling like, I don't know, some kind of way. Your body maybe just was exhausted, or even you just were exhausted mentally from all the things that are going on around us, not necessarily even to us in a direct way, right? Like I said, with all the politics. I've had it up to here. Even if I love certain people that are trying to do the greater good for us as a nation, I've had it up to here. So I can only watch so much, and I advise you not to watch, only as much as you need, your weather, the daily updates, and that's it. If you don't need to watch all day long, please don't, because again, once it pulls you in, it draws that energy out of you. And if you have positive energy like I'm seeing down here, you'll want to keep it for yourself. Be a little selfish with your energy right now and keep the good energy for you, okay? And this, again, is telling me you are in the zone. You're in your own zone. You're in your energy, and you're vibing very high right now. You know what's right, what's wrong. You know what's good or bad for you. You know what's going to benefit you and what's absolutely not. So just keep it rolling that way for this week, and all will go well with you, okay? Let me take a look, see if I can read who's here. I have the wrong glasses on. I think it says Samantha and Peg, I think. I am so sorry. I have the wrong glasses on, meaning they're too strong and I can't see. My apologies. Let's go on nonetheless. I do thank everyone that's here tonight and anybody that's going to see this video at a later time. If this message reaches you, then it was meant for you, okay? And I'm so very happy to be here with you guys tonight. All right, so the message, loving words from Jesus, I picked out one card, okay? And this one is fear not, little flock. Oh, how darling is that? Fear not, little flock. For it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Oh my gosh. I just finished telling you, you have the Nine of Cups along with the Knight of Cups. So the energy that's coming towards you is being derived from something good and positive. So things are about to change for you in the right direction. And then you get this card too. So it's being directed divine message wise from above. So again, fear not, little flock. And who's the sheep? We are. And who's the good shepherd? Christ is. For it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. And in case you want to look this up further, this is Luke 12:32. Okay? How beautiful is that, guys? How beautiful is that? Especially for those of us that need a good message right about now. I'm going to go into the prayer of the day. And it is, He is my fortress, I will not be shaken. So again, He is my fortress, I will not be shaken. And this is Psalm 62:6. Okay? And that's your prayer for today. Psalm 62:6. And it's funny that it comes along with the King of Swords, comes along with Jesus telling us that we are the sheep and He's our good shepherd. So He's leading us. So who better to lead us? Number one, Christ. 2, in the name of God. 3, in the name of the King of Swords. So the King of Swords can also stand for what? Justice. Remember, even though it's a Libra card, it also is a symbol for King Solomon. I remember King Solomon was said to be a very wise king indeed, and people would come before him so that he could pronounce judgment on whatever behalf. And I believe, I can't remember where in the Bible it is, but at one point, 2 women came before him. 2 women and 1 child. And the child, of course, was a male child. And I can't remember where in the Bible, but I'm sure if you Google King Solomon and the 2 women who claimed to be the mother, both claimed to be the mother of that 1 child. So they came before the king. And the one woman was weeping, and she was just very emotional, and she was saying, this is my child. And then the other one was explosive in her energy and insisting that that was her child, and how dare the other person claim that this was her child when it was her own child. So the king was like, okay, well, since you came here for me to judge who should have this child, I'll tell you what, since both of you are here arguing that it's your child and you're not, it can't be both your children. It can't be. It's only one. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Remember, what does the Libra have? What does the air sign have? A sword, right? So he took his sword out and said, okay, well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to cut the child in half and give you both each your half, since you're both claiming that this is the child. So as he was about to strike the child, the real mother, she stepped forward and she said, she can have him. She can have him. She can have him. So seeing that and understanding that, as a wise judge that he was, he decided who the real mother was, because she loved the child enough to guard and protect that child's safety, and at that point relinquished her right as the parent just to keep that child safe. So because of that, he knew that was her child and gave it to her. It turned out that the other mother had literally rolled onto the child at night while she was sleeping and had killed her own child. And unfortunately for her, the child perished while she slept. So it was her own fault, right? But can you see her character? For one, the flaws. First, she might have even been in pain, let's say. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt. She might have been in pain for losing her child. But did you see or hear any remorse for that loss of life? No, she was willing to take another person's child as her own, seeing only her pain or her loss, not caring about the child that had died, right? That had literally died because she was careless, and then willing to take someone else's child. And then willing to have that child chopped in half just to get her way. Why am I saying all of these things with this last card? Because there's going to be some people that come into your life or have come into your life now or in the past that want their own way. Doesn't matter whether it's the right thing or the wrong thing for them to do. they only want their way. And they don't see reason because they don't have reason. Okay, reason, wisdom, they have none. Scruples, they have none. Discernment, they have none. A good heart, they have none. And they're going to expect you to bend and fold to their will. Why? Because they're void of understanding. They're ignorant. Okay? We're just going to call them ignorant, because I could call them something worse, but I'll show them a little mercy and just say they're ignorant. Okay? Just like that woman who was willing to cause somebody else harm, even an innocent child harm, lie to King Solomon in order to get her way. When the reality was that people had already known that her child had been found dead, okay, through her negligence. So again, there's going to come people that are going to possibly test you this week. Just because you have this sword, I don't want you to go at it in a stern, harsh way. Why, Victoria, are you saying all of this to us? Because remember, this is not the king, this is not the queen of swords, this is the king of swords. Our counterparts, ladies, are a lot more cold and calculating. Remember what I always tell you guys, the kings do not want to hear nonsense. And the moment that they start hearing nonsense or get bored with you're just too wordy or you got too much to say and you're wasting their time, they start using the sword and off with your head, right? The queen would at least listen. The king doesn't want any nonsense and doesn't want any lies. So you are in the right. Yes, you're in the right energy wise. Remember, whoever's coming up against you, you're in your strength. That's good. But that doesn't mean you have to go full force and off with their head. It's what I'm trying to say. Be careful with your words, even if you're right. Temper your words so that, yes, you're right, you can be right, and you can sound right, and nothing will come back on you. Whoever's coming towards you, it seems like they're in the ignorant attitude or ignorant energy. So just be careful, because they can twist your words around and make it seem like it's something you're doing instead of them. Remember, because they're ignorant. So yes, you're in your right with however or whatever you've got to say, but say it in an appropriate way so all goes well with you. This has been your reading for this week, my dears. Again, you couldn't have gotten better than God literally addressing you as his flock, as his sheep, not as sheeple, as we always say that in a negative connotation, because sheeple do what? All they do is follow. They don't do their research. They are not learned people, meaning they don't have their own discernment, because they don't choose discernment. They choose to be ignorant and then end up following blindly. But no, you're not being called that. You're being called one of his own. That's what God is calling you, one of his own. And what does he do for one of his own? He guards and protects you and keeps you safe. So that's what we have to get out of this one. Here on this one, he's our fortress. He is our strength. So even though we have mighty sword and mighty energy coming through for us as Libras, air signs in general, just make sure that nothing comes back on you that can be said about you or about your attitude. Because remember, especially for this week, I don't know why, but they keep emphasizing that someone will test you to the point to where they will try to make it seem like you're doing something wrong or saying something wrong or everything is your fault. Sometimes, believe it or not, just having the sword around, you don't even have to use it. You don't even have to pull it out of the sheath. You don't have to even pull it out to use it. Sometimes you can just sit there in quiet contemplation and you don't even have to open your mouth, because if opening your mouth means that you have to put yourself in a bad situation or in a bad light, sometimes, as our mothers teach us at times, it's better to say nothing at all, is it not? Than to get into some kind of altercation or to be wordy. You know what I've started to do, guys, since I've been away from you all? I know this is gonna sound strange, but let me explain why I'm doing it. Lately, if you give me one reason, just one reason, In other words, I'm counting 1. I'm not counting to 3 like I normally do. I'm not counting, okay, 3 strikes, you're out. No, no. 1, you're out. I'm done. So what I've started doing is, if you want to treat me some kind of way, you want to talk to me all kinds of crazy, you're going to do it 1 time. And the rest of the time, I don't care if the house is on fire. I don't care if your hair is on fire. I don't give a good, you know what. I'm just not going to talk to you. And the reason? Well, the main reason, you don't deserve the sound of my voice. You don't deserve the breath that's in my lungs that my Creator put there so that I can live life, I can enjoy life, be happy, be fruitful, multiply, you get it. So why am I going to waste my time on you? Because the moment that I open my mouth to make one utterance towards you, your stupid ignorance is going to show. And then I have to keep uttering words. And what am I doing then? Wasting my breath, like I was thinking in the first place. But now you've already gotten me to a point to where if my back's against the wall, of course, I'm going to be on the attack. But attacks only bring on more tit for a tat, tit for tat. But if you do what I'm telling you, which is what I've been doing, no more 3 strikes, you're out. You got 1 chance. You mess up with me nowadays, and that's the only chance you get. And I'm not going to sit around or be around to explain to you why I can't talk to you, why I won't open my mouth, why you're talking to me and I'm letting you talk like a crazy person all by yourself. Because if you're expecting an answer from me, well, you should have thought about that before you started talking all kinds of crazy to me. And then you would have had somebody to happily talk back with you and have a conversation. That was your choice, not mine, right? So again, sometimes it's better just to use the wisdom of King Solomon and let sleeping dogs lie. Oh, did you see this, that, or the other? Or why are you being this, that, or the other? Oh, did you see her doing this, that? I'm not getting into that nonsense. I'm just sitting here like a fly on the wall. And pretty much personally, you don't even matter. You don't even exist. Because in my world, I choose not to allow you to exist. That's how much you mean to me. Nada. Okay? This has been your message for today. I will be back this Sunday, and then we will figure out if my days are going to be Sunday, that I'm going to be off all the time, or if I'm going to be able to set one particular date. I'm hoping on Sundays, guys. I am. But just bear with me because I did start a new job, and that's going to dictate what I do, unfortunately. If it was up to me, I would keep it on Sundays because I think it's a wonderful day to come together with you and give you a message from the divine, of course, and from tarot itself. I hope that you will come again. I'm so grateful for all of you. It feels so bad that I cannot read who's on here. I see a name with a D. Thank you so much. I think I see the name Chris. To all that have come, again, you're so welcome here, and I'm so grateful to be here with you, and I thank my God above that I'm still on earth and that I have the breath in my nostrils and in my lungs to be here and to do this for you, and it's been a pleasure to serve you tonight. We will meet again, and I'll post daily as I can. Good night, my friends. Thank you again for coming, and we'll see each other again. Good night to you all.